first thing you have to do is make sure you create a real natural, engaging experience for the client and for the advisor. Both parties have to be very comfortable trusting and understanding the data and working with the data. So our goal is to really bring the data to the people, not bring the people to the data. So we want it to be natural, intuitive, understanding. We don't want you to have a technical aptitude to look at the data and understand what does this mean. We want to be able to share with you what it means in context so the advisor can focus on delivering their advice and recommendations and action plan, and the client can focus on understanding that and then taking said action. When we look at the number of data sources that go into a comprehensive financial plan, there's a lot to consider, including all different aspects from the client to the advisor to the firm. And how do we optimize results, how do we incorporate everything is a big task. So when we start thinking about it, we think in terms of client engagement and the data gathering process and how do we remove the friction from that and streamline fact finding and other pieces. We think about the planning analysis and development of the plan and how do we bring in anything from taxes to assets to accounts to liabilities and healthcare. All those things become critical elements of the process, and then we start folding into looking at how do we provide recommendations and output of the plan. And there's a lot of data sources that can go into helping with the delivery aspects of the plan. So I think there's a number of things around social data sources, cohort analysis, so how people live their lives over certain time spans so we can anticipate life events. And even as we get from accumulation to distribution, starting to think about the timeliness of those decisions and the overall impact it has on someone's financial well-being. I think that's definitely an underserved area, is looking at the firm and the impact analysis of the advisor and the plans that are created can have on the firm and the direction of the firm. So when we look at general firm performance, anticipating market trends, either localized market trends or more regional or national market trends, those are all areas for impact. So as we analyze the plans in aggregate, we really have the ability to convey insights to the firms to better anticipate what can be occurring, or even understand advisor performance and understand demand capacity and other things that could be occurring within their practice. So when we think of data and the ability to impact a financial plan, there's really a number of things to consider, and we're always constantly evaluating what the potential is and how we can bring it in and ultimately impact a financial plan. So things that we think about are around the ability to more effectively gather information, make sure clients are really only being prompted for things once, really looking at then what do we know about the person and who they are, how they live their life, and then how do we make that into a financial plan and ultimately drive outcomes is the next thing we start looking at. First thing we look for is a real partnership with our data providers. So just like the client looks for with their advisor, that's what we're looking for with a technology provider, is the ability to provide us data, be a reputable data source, be someone who can grow with us, and as we kind of take that journey from starting where we are with data to where we can be and how we incorporate in the plan, how we can action on it, are all things that we start to consider when we evaluate a technology provider. So those could be things as simple as, are we informing during the planning process, or are we able to distill those things down to actionable insights that can impact workflow and optimize recommendations the advisor has?